Alright guys, this is Mr. Bubbles over at Thorns and Nails Gaming, presenting to you in full context Granblue Fantasy Relink. And it's going to be the base game. I've been playing it all the way, starting from the very beginning, playing completely over, racing my file, not knowing that the Endless Ragnarok has been out. So guess what time it is? Playtime Part 10. So we have acquired, last time we seen it, we had acquired Vasragad. I think his name is Vasragad. Guy you see me as right there, the slow guy. He's slow, but he's he does good hitting with AoEs, so. Turns to get any more cards to turn in. That'd be awesome. No. Make cards. All of them. It does show fire, water, so all needs to give you water. Okay. Wind, and dark. So instead of changing the party out, what I'm going to do is change him out with Mr. Bowles and leave him on the team. Earth, must be Earth, has to be.
Nice. I love learning new stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, dude. I'm gonna place Rage with that Phalanx. Alright, cool.
That's the
A
stuff.
little health.
Learn me something. Ah, I think I get it.
Good stuff. Nice. Well, all right. Great.
Alright, let's see what we got. His health is still not that high, but it's good to have a tank on the team. Eo's health is off the charts, so it's good. I'll just stick with them for a while.
Hey.
Still not sure what the coins are for, but I'm getting them anyway because, you know what?
Let's see.
The more you play. So, yeah. Let's see. We are in Chapter 5, Shadows in the Snowscape. So I was gonna look up something, but no cheats. Something to do with what the new Ragnarok DLC gave you or something like that. But I read a couple of things out there, what it said nonchalantly. But I had no idea how long the main story is or any of that. So yeah, my rule is I usually jump into a game and play it as is without ever playing it unless I've played it. So in this instance, I have never played the Endless Ragnarok, nor have I beaten this game. So I do play a lot of games that I either played and mastered, or games I've never played and played it from the start. This I've played at launch, but they've added. They already had 3 characters before I picked up the Endless Ragnarok. So I was taught on this Road to Ragnarok. But yeah, I play, makes my channel, I think, different than everyone else's is I don't do reviews or what do you call it? Long plays or 100%. I played the game as is, no edits. Now I don't even edit it, and even when there's a storm, I'll just title it, say, Part 6.1, Part 6.2. That means that I have had to deal with the weather and cut the game off. So I do know how to go into Twitch, and on Twitch if I'm playing, or YouTube, and do production and editing, of course, which I did have to do one time because I forgot to cut the streaming off. I think it was on the Series X. So it makes a difference as I play it live, and then I upgrade it as is, deaths included. Now commentary, it will vary. Sometimes you will have me on here completely talking. Sometimes you will have me on here with audio and with the mic camera on. And I don't just play, I give a review as I play. So I may give you 10 reviews as I'm playing, or I may give you 1 to 2. It varies per game. I also like to, so it's kind of a mix of a review and a long play, but that doesn't mean I 100% every game. Oh man, okay.
Once we find a key.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to pick this up here and see if I could further level up some of my characters.
What's this? Neat.
Now, the easiest way to probably play this game, I think, is open a character that you like and keep playing as them. Or, that's if you want to get to through the story or something. I don't know. But, I like all the characters, so, I know originally from back then, to beat the story, I think, I'm not sure how many chapters it is, but I feel like probably at least got to be halfway through the base game story. But I know that back then that people's gripes, because there was a time I wasn't streaming, because I started this channel in 2020. There's a lot of people griping, saying that the story was too short. But I remember grabbing us saying, hey, it's, 20 hours, 40, depending on doing if you do the side quests and stuff. So I know just by looking at the game, it's showing you kind of to level up every character. I don't know, could be hundreds of hours. But now that they've added this endless Ragnarok, it's an add-on that I read to you guys, plus an endless mode. So now it's 40 hours of campaign, 40 to 80, where it was 20 to 40. It's 40 to 80. But so if you play a complete or try to do all the quests and achievements, such as your side quest here, and this area I'll go show you right now if it will let me. Quest counter.
Hello there.
You could do these online and you could do these offline, but I'm going to go ahead and do the Fate episodes. Her name is Lyria.
Our adventure began with a strange light falling over my home island of Zinkenstill. I chased it to the impact site, where I found a blue-haired girl named Lyria and a knight, Catalina.
Okay. I didn't have it on autoplay.
Shaken. Pretty soon I learned the reason why. She was on the run from Erste Empire soldiers. I knew an unfair fight when I saw one, so I stepped up to protect Lyria from those awful tyrants. Catalina and I fended them off well enough. When their backs were in the corner, they released a fire-breathing Hydra. It charged me, sending me flying into the tree line. Moments away from death, all I could think about was Dad. He'd been the one who trained me, and he'd done a great job. Well, who expects their son to get attacked by a five-headed horror? He was going to be devastated. So, it's all over. Just as I began to sink into darkness, a gentle light enveloped my body. Lyria, breathed by a mystical halo, was floating above me with her hand outstretched. She explained that she was going to merge our life forces. Fortunately, it worked. From that moment forward, Lyria and I would be inextricably linked. Looking into her blue eyes, I knew I had nothing to fear, not even death itself. Two people, one life, a greater whole. Lyria had taken a huge risk to save me. Now, if one of us got hit with a fatal blow, it was curtains for both. And And that thought awakened in me a desperate hunger for survival. For life. The next moment, Lyria and I felt this reverberation of power. The torrent of emotion rushing from me had awakened something.
So he's only, I think, 16, it said. And also, maybe she is in love with, well, this is Mr. Bubbles at Thorns and Nails Gaming, but you can name him anything you want, but his name is Gran. Or you could pick the female, and she's awesome too. Her name is Blue. Hence the name Granblue Fantasy. There's Granblue Fantasy Versus I've seen now, and there's Granblue Fantasy Relink. So this covers I'm playing still the base core story, but liking the game enough. With the Endless Ragnarok, you get double the story and tons of new content. So I wanted to erase the game saying Road to Ragnarok, and guess what? The content had already dropped. And since I haven't played it, and since launch, I tried to start it again in 2025, but I only had like a minute on there. But they've added new characters in since launch, so which is awesome, for free. Let's get back to this.
Darkness and flames swirled around us, coalescing into a massive dragon, Bahamut. With him on our side, we made short work of the Imperial Hydra.
So I always ask, Bahamut was a Final Fantasy character. And I'm like, wait a minute. They'd be copyrighted for saying that. Well, guess what? The creators of Final Fantasy 9, 12, and 6, Final Fantasy 6, made this game. Now, I'm not sure if they left that company. That I don't know. So, yes, you already have a Final Fantasy Online. We had 11, we had 14, we had 14 Realm Reborn. But yes, this is totally different though. Totally different story. I'm kind of like Final Fantasy Adventures in Japan is the Mana series. And Final Fantasy Legends in Japan became the Saga series. Romancing Saga. And the Mana series is the, like Visions of Mana's the newest one, Secret of Mana, games like that. So, pretty cool.
Now that their trump card had been blasted into oblivion, the Imperial Army had no choice but to run. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't chased that light. No Lyria, no lifelink, no adventure. Man, I probably wouldn't even have set foot off of Zinkenstill. Fate's a funny thing, isn't it? Since meeting Lyria, we've seen our fair share of joy and happiness, and pain and suffering.
You got the hiccups all of a sudden.
Doesn't buckle under pressure. We'll take on anything the journey throws at us. No regrets.
Yeah, I'll take it. I got HP and attack power. All right, yo, exactly. All right, let's check out Catalina's.
You think you know the sky and wind, but then you come to a foreign land where unfamiliar songs on the air beckon you toward the unknown.
Catalina, where do you think this breeze is coming from?
The wind rustled Lyria's hair affectionately as she spoke. From somewhere far, far away. Much time has passed since Lyria and I escaped from the Erste Empire and met the captain in the woods of Zinkenstill.
Mr. Bills.
I found myself thankful that the sky has no limit. Because no matter how many journeys I've made at her side, there will always be more to look forward to.
Oh, that was short. And I believe her HP and attack goes up. Alright, I want to see his story. We just got Vasaraga. Only had one crew card. And I went back after I picked up the Endless Ragnarok, and there's 1, 2, 3 new characters in there immediately after picking up the Endless Ragnarok DLC. So, and again, this is a base game. I had in 2025 erased my character. And then I was like, let me erase my character again to jump in on the road to Endless Ragnarok, and found out in the news that the Endless Ragnarok was out. So, wasn't sure if it was going to be free or if they were going to add stuff within the base game, but no. It's in-game content, which actually takes the story from 10 to 20 to 40 hours max, doing all the side quests and stuff for the base game for the story. Then Endless Ragnarok adds another, said 15 to 40 hours with new story content and side quests, bringing it up from anywhere to a speedrunner would be 30 to an average is 40 with both the base game and the Endless Ragnarok story expansion and side quests from 30-40 to 60-80. So yeah, I got this thinking it was a single player game, but as time has went on, I found out it's not turn-based. I do like games. Here's another fun fact before we do Vasaraga's story, is that the makers of the first Tales of Fantasia, well, they broke away, and from, I think it was Squaresoft at the time, and they broke away from Squaresoft and made their own company, Bamco, a lot of people nickname it, and because they were already around, but I don't know if makers of the Tales of Fantasia were, I believe, makers of the Final Fantasy series as well, and we got a whole new Tales of series. Tales of Berseria, Tales of Arise, etc. So, the combat, I would say, is you could play Tales of Arise online. But not even that.
Foul smell fills the air as my dissolving limbs grow black.
Protect the captain! Get him somewhere safe!
Wow. Well, I have sepsis in real life, and I cut my toe wide open, and the blood smells foul. And my wife's like, oh, you got another infection. No, it's not an infection. I've had sepsis. And my wife just found out a couple the other day, a married couple she had worked with, the husband had passed away. He had heart and liver problems, and he ended up catching sepsis and passed within 2 months. Now me, he drank and didn't change his diet. Me, I do not drink alcohol, do not smoke, and I've changed my diet, but I've had sepsis for 7 years, so to me, that's a miracle. I wouldn't be breathing if there wasn't wasn't the Lord above, so... Anyway, Vasquez story, a foul smell fills the air as my dissolving limbs grow black. Protect the captain, get him somewhere safe. Alright, let's autoplay.
Leave me. Run.
As long as you're alive, we can rebuild. We promised, didn't we? Our lives are in your hands.
You're not allowed to make this sacrifice for me. Please, save yourselves. I'll never forget the memory of that day. My conceit put us in that mess, but I was the only one who made it. After all the good times we shared, after all the pain, they would have to live on in my memory. Once I could pick myself back up again, I began to temper my body. I swore I'd never let the same tragedy repeat itself. It wasn't long before this husk became resilient, augmented and conditioned to withstand even lightning. I no longer felt physical pain, or much of anything at all. It was preferable that way. I could be a shield to protect others, to protect them from the same tragedy that befell my crew. Having lost my place in the world, I found a home in the society, and quickly became contractor to the seal weapon, Great Scythe Grynoth. My missions were simple: hunt primal beasts or exterminate the foe. I did my job so that I could keep people safe, to aid them in their time of need. But despite my best efforts, I still failed. I was powerless when Vern was kidnapped right in front of me. Worst of all, I could do nothing but watch as our hopeful new recruit was cut down. What good was I when I couldn't even protect a single one of my comrades? Maybe the real mistake was believing I could do good in the first place.
Man, he got a little bit of a boost. Alright. So we're going to stick with Mr. Bubbles and go ahead and read his story so far. Well, let's see Mr. Bubbles' story. It's called Fate Episodes.
Where was I? Oh, right. We just humiliated the Empire, who probably had reserves waiting somewhere close by. We realized we needed to get off Zinkenstill. Fast. The Empire was not going to rest while Lyria was on the loose. And I figured that since we shared a life force now and all, it was in everyone's best interests if we stayed together. Plus, I'd always wanted to explore the far reaches of the skies. Though, doing it on the run, not what I had in mind. There was so much to think about, so much to decide. But all those plans could come after we had escaped Zinkenstill. I didn't want a whole army, this time with, I don't know, 30 Hydras marching on my home island. And, well, I had another, more personal reason for wanting to leave. Before I knew it, our journey was at an end. The end. As in, we'd reached the end of the skies. My son, I'm waiting for you on Estalucia. I thought about Dad's letter. I missed him. When I was young, he would take me to the edge of the island, and we'd sit there, admiring the clouds. I wanted so badly to explore those skies, just like Dad. I had to see him again. And now, wouldn't have to make that journey alone. With Vern, Lyria, and Catalina at my side, we commandeered a small Imperial craft and set out for the greatest of destinations, Estalucia.
Which is, they say, a rumor, but his dad wrote a letter that he was at Estalucia, and the Church of Avia, with Lilith as the leader, took Lyria to Estalucia, so doesn't sound like it's fictional. But we'll continue on one story. Alright, this is Gran. The female character is Blue. So to get a full playthrough, I'll be playing as Blue as well once I tackle all of this and Endless Ragnarok.
From the moment we left Zinkenstill, our adventures were hectic, to say the least. Catalina, who claimed to be an experienced pilot, crashed our small vessel onto the gusty fields of Port Breeze. But we quickly pulled ourselves together and found a new ally, and helmsman, in the form of Ragnarok. Since then, we gained more and more allies, and no matter what obstacle we faced, the crew always worked in tandem to find a solution. It's all thanks to their support that I've made it this far. And what a wild ride it's been. To think I had never even set foot off of Zinkenstill. But now, I can't even count the number of islands we've saved, let alone visited. Sure, being a roving band of heroes is difficult, but it's got its perks. New faces, new places, and a whole airship's worth of fun. Who could pass this life up? Anyway, we've just begun the next chapter of our adventure. We discovered another piece of the sky map, which led us to Zega Grande. Yeah, a whole new skydom. Just imagine the danger, the promise. But I knew it was going to be fine. Just another set of memories to add to our ever-growing collection. I hope you're ready, Zega Grande, because here we come.
Alright, so it says, beginning, me as the character Mr. Bubbles, Gran, first discovered Lyria, who Catalina helped escape, and his best friend since he was little, Vern, ran into Rackham, because Catalina said she was an experienced pilot but crashed the ship. Zega Grande is the new skydom that we're playing in this game. There was other skydoms, but yeah, definitely, I believe you have to watch the anime, but I will research this because I never use walkthroughs or cheats. Facts. Granblue Fantasy 2014, the free-to-play mobile RPG. Okay, Granblue Fantasy Relink, and the Ragnarok and Versus. So to get all the content, I could look right now and see if I can get this still on the phone. Yeah. It's not available in my country. Okay. So, Japan only. Alright, let's keep continuing with Mr. Bubbles, me, at Thorns and Nail Gaming, or Gran's story here.
Skyfarers, we need your aid. Goblins! Goblins in Tempeel!
We were at the dock in Folka, taking care of landing procedures, when a panicked old merchant rushed toward us. In between his wheezing, he explained that a shipment of relief supplies headed for Tempeel had been intercepted by monsters. Tempeel reminded me of Id, and how he had totally beat our butts. It was embarrassing, yeah, but it's worse. It reminded me of losing Lyria.
It is in this game,
Tempeel,
actually.
huh? Maybe this time around I can actually help out.
That wasn't Vern's usual
Be
peppy
right back.
tone.
Restroom while you enjoy the
He
story.
was probably reliving those bad memories, just like me. I guess after you've spent as much time together as we have, you pretty much share a brain. It wasn't going to be a fun journey to Tempeel for either of us. But we were Skyfarers. Desperate times called for brave faces. Anyway, goblins. Smart. Fast. That meant we wouldn't have the luxury of time. We needed to throw together the minimum amount of supplies needed for the journey and head out. I turned to Vern so we could discuss game plans, but then I saw his ears were droopy.
If we're fighting goblins, then we should have them licked by lunch.
Something was wrong, but with the hasty flight preparations, I couldn't spare the few minutes to investigate. Pull through it, Vern, I thought. We need you.
Alright. Sorry about that. I had to go get a little bit of coffee. Alright. I missed that. So, please. Yeah, let's rewatch this.
Tempeel reminded me of Id, and how he had totally beat our butts.
Maybe this time around I can actually help out.
That wasn't Vern's usual peppy tone. Together as we have, we pretty much share a brain. It wasn't going to be a fun journey to Tempeel for either of us. But we were Skyfarers. Desperate times called for brave faces.
If we're fighting goblins, then we should have them licked by lunch.
Something was wrong. But with the hasty flight preparations, I couldn't spare the few minutes to investigate. Pull through it, Vern, I thought. We need you.
Well, let's go ahead and read more about Catalina. So right there it says she helped Lyria escape from the Earth's Empire. She was once a knight there.
Lyria and I first crossed paths when I was still a knight of Erste, and she a tool in the Empire's mad experiments on dark essence. So you're Lyria. I was appointed to stay by her side as both captor and guardian. She reminded me of a beautifully crafted puppet, never moving or speaking unless commanded. Her expression was fixed, and her eyes were bright, but cold, as if made of glass. Moved to pity, I wanted at the very least to light a smile on her face. But I may as well have been talking to a doll. I couldn't find the part of her that was alive. It wasn't until many days had escaped us that I realized Lyria was a real girl with a feeling soul. She simply didn't know how to act like one. So, I taught her to laugh when she felt joy, and cry when she felt sadness. Through books and reverie, I taught her to long for the outside world, and when colors on a page were no longer enough, I took her hand and led her to the roof of the military base.
So she betrayed her own kingdom because they were experimenting on her.
The illustrations Lyria had seen.
Story after you watch the anime series and the movies. So I want to see if we can watch the anime here, and I will let you guys know. Crunchyroll. Okay. Yep. And since Xbox and PlayStation, you can no longer buy anime from the, I think it was PlayStation shut it down first and Xbox did it, but I own plenty of anime on OWN. And then Crunchyroll, I was like, why keep buying anime when I can watch it on Crunchyroll? So Crunchyroll, it looks like it is.
And finally, her blue eyes shone, as if they were two patches of sky lit by a sun from within her. That sun melted my heart. There, with the open air as our witness, I made her a promise. Someday, we'll sail this endless world together. I swear it.
So yeah. So from what I gathered so far, that's my name, Mr. Bubbles, but yes, Gran and Vern grew up together and ran into Catalina and Lyria. But Lyria saved his life, and Catalina betrayed her empire for her because they were doing wicked, evil experiments on her.
As the bond between us grew, so did the cruelty of the experiments they performed on Lyria.
So right now we are in novella time, guys. Novella time. Which is short novels, short stories.
Lyria doesn't belong here. No living creature does. The shining empire I served now became to me a place clouded by doubt. Day after day, a battle raged within me. Between the knight loyal to her flag, and the guardian who wanted to set a sad girl free. Then, one day, a memory of Lyria's response on the roof broke through like a clear ray of light.
Really? You'll show me this endless world?
I had made a vow. There was no more question where my allegiance lay. I took her hand once again. This time, not to simply gaze at the sky, but to leap into it. And I did it for myself, as much as I did it for her.
So way back in the day, some of your first RPGs ever made, such as Wizardry and A Bard's Tale and Wastelands 1, all the way back then, those are kind of like what they called the original dungeon crawlers in first person. So Dragon Quest, aka in the United States, I played as a child, Dragon Warrior, they took the concept of playing dungeon crawlers mixed with anime. Then you got Final Fantasy came shortly after by Squaresoft. Squaresoft and Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest in Japan merged, and that was a cool merger too. So seems like those two games are linked. Final Fantasy is linked with this because some of the creators of Final Fantasy 6, 9, and 12 made Granblue Fantasy. I don't know if that was the anime or whatnot. Chrono Trigger, Dad had featured the guy who did Dragon Ball Z anime cutscenes, and that even went into Dragon Quest. And you could see that very, very clearly in the 4, 5, Dragon Quest 4, 5, and 6, which we never got in the States, but he got a port over here on the Nintendo Advance, I believe. But yeah, you could play all those on the phone, but they're making the Dragon Quest 1 and 2s in a package, 3 and Dragon Quest 7, so I guarantee they're going to keep making those, because unfortunately, the guy who did Dragon Ball Z passed away. He also worked on a Chrono Trigger for the anime, and he also and a plethora of other games, Blue Dragon, and Sandland, which was an anime as well. That's a game. Requirements are not met. Alright, so Mr. Bubbles, Catalina, which is Gran. Rackham they ran into first. Let's go ahead and do his story and see what he's got to say.
Piloting an airship ain't easy work. Whether it's plotting a windward course or conducting some routine maintenance, you can always count on experience and intuition. Ah! Just a little further! Finally, the Grand Cipher broke through the nebulous shadows and turbulent winds of the Grim Basin, and to greet us on the other end was our reward. Brilliant, clear blue. It was a panoramic azure, dappled with silver-white clouds gleaming from the light of a new day. Always an exhilarating sight to behold. Judging by the cries of celebration starting to spread across the deck, I took it my crewmates would agree. Damn, who'd have ever thought a young dreamer from Port Breeze would make it all the way out to these skies? The Grand Cipher and I, we'd gone through thick and thin together. It's a long story, but it all started on that fateful day I met the captain. I haven't looked back since. Right then, landing maintenance. Fuel stores, full. Engine, all clear. We were ready to disembark into the unknown. What awaited us in the Zega Grande Skydom? As uneasy as I was, I couldn't help but feel a teensy bit giddy with excitement.
And a little background on where he's from. Okay. Requirements are not met. I guess as you play them, so you've already done hers. Let's see. No, I don't think we have. I don't think we did EOs, did we?
If I hadn't met Master Zaka on that fateful day, if he hadn't saved me, there's no way I'd be where I am now. I'm from the Vaults Duchy, where the weather's sweltering all year long, thanks to a river of lava that flows through the island. My hometown might not have been the most scenic place, but as long as I had Master Zaka with me, I was happy. After traveling for so long, I can finally say that with pride. Before I left on my journey, I was completely clueless. When my master went missing, I just ran around like a chicken with its head cut off. I was looking for something, anything that would help me find him, and that's when I met the crew. The reason behind his disappearance turned out to be even worse than I could have imagined. The Earthstate Empire had driven him out of his mind. They had manipulated him into awakening the primal beast that had lain dormant beneath the ground, Colossus. Fortunately, I was able to break through to him, thwarting the Empire's attempt to exploit Colossus's powers for conquest. I learned that they were doing all sorts of horrible things, even to their own people, in order to achieve their goals.
So she was part of the Earth Empire
My master
too.
was a kind person who never hesitated to help those in need. I resented resented the Empire for making him suffer. And I couldn't just sit around when there was work to be done. That's why I decided to join the crew. To stick it to those Empire jerks and give their victims something to smile about.
She's got a lot of zeal in her for... Ooh. Alright, this is Eugen.
I once gave up being a skyfarer. Also, I could take up arms to protect my home island, Auguste. Man, she was special. You see, there aren't too many places in Vanna Grande with oceans, much less ones as gorgeous and pristine as Auguste's. And I'd be damned if I stood by as the Erste Empire sullied its waters with the byproducts of their weapons research. It goes without saying that I enlisted. Good thing, too, because it was in the midst of the ensuing war that I met the Grand Cipher crew. They helped us, the local mercenaries, I mean, take a stand against those Imperial punks. It wasn't a picnic, but we weren't gonna go down without a fight. In the end, the war wasn't decided by either side, but by the patron deity of the land, Leviathan, who damn near drowned Auguste in a fit of rage.
And he's in Final Fantasy.
Anybody's troubles would have seemed small compared to a battle like that, huh? Well, not long after, as if irony was waiting to bite me on the ass, my estranged daughter showed up out of the blue. I know what you're thinking. What kind of parent wouldn't rejoice at seeing their child again? But it's complicated. And it's all my fault. The way Apollonia looked at me, like a wolf staring down her bunny-eared breakfast. I couldn't face her. But this crew, there was something about their vitality, you know? Here were these young'uns standing against impossible odds and coming out stronger for it. Maybe if this old man took good notes, he could eventually have an honest conversation with his own baby girl. So, I asked to join the crew, and took up a life of skyfaring once again. The next time my daughter and I met, I wouldn't let fear and regret keep me from moving forward.
So he was enlisted as a captain or something in the Empire. Alright. So... Okay, the next episode is available. Before I do this, I want to go into... he said bunny-eared. So his daughter's half Arunus. See, animal ears. Harvins are pointy-eared sky dwellers, are extremely logical, making them shrewd business people. Physically ill-suited for combat, Harvins also possess abdominal wills and courage. In drafts, these horned sky dwellers are sturdily built. Physical strength make them excellent iron workers and carpenters. However, most do not have an affinity with magic. This is just want to make sure. Yes, drafts are the horned people. The horned sky dwellers. Rune's Eugen, his daughter Apollina, has the bunny ears, he said. So yeah, it's hard for you to remember all this. It's a lot because I guess I have sepsis, which I'm supposed to be dead, but hey, I've had it for 7 years, and my health is getting really bad to where I have stage 5 neuropathy, which means I can't walk without my leg falling asleep and falling. Ooh, let's collect some trophies. So you can see here, there's Granblue Fantasy Relink, the base game, and where before, until I acquired the Endless Ragnarok, that wasn't on here. Let's go here and claim all. Have 42 shards. Yep, I have to complete this chapter to do that. I'm getting a lot of trophies done. Battle, gear, other. Alright. Alright, so again, main story, no. Field notes, characters, archives. So the 4 races: humans, sky dwellers, Aruns have the bunny ears, Harvins are short with the bunny ears, and drafts are the horned people. Humans, Arunes, Harvins, and drafts. Okay. So it's got good world building.
Yes, can I help you? Here it is.
See, now, or before I had the 1 island, there's the 3, and I did play a little bit online. I'd like to open all that up, though. Alright. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there in the base game there's 11. Ah, I didn't know. So now I know. Requirements aren't met, but let's go ahead and Rackham's fantasy versus reality. Let him ablaze through this because he's from somewhere.
Piloting an airship ain't easy work. Whether it's plotting a windward course or conducting... just a little further! Finally, the Grand Cipher broke through the nebulous shadows and turbulent winds of the Grim Basin. And to greet us on the other, it was a panoramic azure.
From the Grim Basin.
Silver-white clouds gleaming from the light of a new day. Always an exhilarating sight to behold. Judging by the cries of celebration... Damn.
You've seen this.
Never thought a young dreamer from Port Breeze would make it all the way out to these skies.
Now, earlier, it's...
Cipher and I, we'd gone through thick and thin together. It's a long story, but it all started on that fateful day I met the captain. I haven't looked back since.
So, it tells you Mr. Bubbles, aka his real name in the anime and series is Gran, and the female character is Blue. So, okay, so he met Gran. Now, Gran grew up with Vern, and first he ran into Catalina from the Earth Empire, who saved Lyria. Lyria saved Gran's life. So, it was first Gran, his little buddy Vern, the miniature dragon. Then he met Lyria, who Lyria took pity, which she should have, on... No. There's Gran, who grew up with Vern. Then he ran into Lyria, saved his life. And Catalina saved Lyria's life because the Earth Empire was torturing people. Which Io was involved in the Earth Empire, as well as Eugen, who enlisted. Now, Rackham here, he had the Grand Cipher, and it says he was a young dreamer from Port Breeze. So, earlier I had mentioned that the 4, meaning Gran and Vern, Lyria and Catalina said she could fly a ship and crash it where they met Rackham here.
Right then, landing maintenance. Fuel stores, full. Engine, all clear. We were ready to disembark into the unknown. What awaited us in the Zega Grande Skydom? As uneasy as I was, I couldn't help but feel a teensy bit giddy with excitement.
Alright, we're gonna go back into that, and there's a reason for this. Now, we're here at the Zega Grande Skydom. That's your newest adventure, which we're playing now. The Fonte Grande Skydom, the native Skydom of the Grand Cipher and its crew. Home to Gentle Breeze's islands such as Zicketstone and Port Breeze, where Rack comes from, archipelago. Rich, self-sustained economy, so few denizens find a turbulent passage across the grim basin. To new lands were obtained in the past due to incursions of the Earth's Empire. Clashes among Fonte Grande Islands were a frequent occurrence. It wasn't until Mr. Bubbles Grand helped to orchestrate the downfall of the tyrannical Imperials that peace could resume its broken reign. Natal Grande shares the border with Fonte Grande, and along this junction looms the frost-blown continent of the North vast. Its frigid atmosphere floats an ancient structure shaped like a wall on the size of an island, so remarkable that it described and even in the documents of foreign skydoms. The Great Orla Grande. Here, the Istavan Kingdom reigned supreme. It was due to the influence of this monarchy, established wealthy and owns vast tracts of land, that the Great Skyter Great was fixed to the name of Orla Grande. Skydom contains 7 islands, each governed over a specific aspect of a society: education, recreation, economy, justice, and so on. And Granblue Fantasy Relink takes place here. So this is Grand's newest adventure. I'm Mr. Bubbles over at Thorns and Nails Gaming. So Grand's newest adventure folds across this western stretch of sky, home to islands such as Latagon and the Ansta Archipelago. It's cut off from the rest of the world by a particularly thick and churning stretch of the Grim Basin, through which various airships can or are willing to fly. Due to this dearth of foreign interactions, the Grand is also known as the Forgotten Skydom. So they're also looking for the ends of the earth. 500 years ago, this Grand was ruled by the Seed Hollow Empire, which converted into a republic following the Sky Realm victory in a war. Since then, Seed Hollow has become a political and economic hub. Also, this is the hub town here, and it lies near the border of Zega Grande. Oh, I didn't know you were on here, Legend Links. Thank you, bro. It's a good game. Oh no, I'm just going through everything in the game. This is just reading everything and going into the story. That way I can like 100% it. Have you seen the battle yet? It's offline and online. And the main story was like 20 to 40 hours, but the Ragnarok expansion is a major expansion that makes it 40 to 80 hours if you do all the side quests. And these are the Avia enemies I fought. There's a cult of Avia, and they took Lyria, and the leader is Lilith, so she's evil. Alright. Yeah, you could take quests here offline or online.
What do you think?
See? But I've only got 1, 2, 3 islands. I'm doing these Fate episodes because not only did they give you backstory, but if you're still there, Legend Links, come on and watch some more when you get home after work. Because there's an anime, but Granblue Fantasy was created, I don't know if he did the anime, but the game from makers of Final Fantasy 6, 9, and 12. So it's pretty cool. It doesn't play like FF14. It plays more like Final Fantasy Adventures, this is aka Visions of Mana, or Tales of Phantasia broke off from Square Enix and started making the Tales series. So it's kind of like Tales Arise, but online. But it mentions a lot of the enemies from Final Fantasy, so when I looked it up, boom, the makers of Final Fantasy, specifically 6, 9, and 12, made this game. So that's pretty cool. Alright, we're going into more Rackham. But when you get home, I'll show you the battle if you haven't seen any. But, like you said, when I really get into a game, I want to see everything the game has to offer. But the base game, when I bought it, was like $59 or $69.99. And then Endless Ragnarok DLC is $29.99. Now you could get both bundled together for $59.99, which I'm like, dude, I paid, I think, $70 for it a couple years back. But you could get this and the expansion, which there's a lot of people playing it.
Ever since I found her abandoned behind a cliff, it was love at first sight.
So I could get online instantly. But back to Rackham. The grandson, ever since I found her abandoned behind a cliff, it was love at first sight. That's the ship.
Lofty dreams of repairing that ramshackle airship and taking her to the skies.
So think about it.
I didn't know the
Final Fantasy always has an airship.
Port side. I was determined. I dove into books bigger than my head, and I learned basic airship repair, helmsmanship, the whole kit and caboodle. After a ton of elbow grease, the day had come. The Grand Cipher was finally ready for a test flight. I still remember how my hands trembled as I grabbed the rudder. And wouldn't you know it, she actually lifted off the ground for me. Nothing quite like watching your first love take to the skies, is there? But before I could take it all in, my dreams came crashing down. I mean, literally, the Grand Cipher sunk like a damn meteor. 100 different things could have caused it, but that didn't matter. Years of work went kaput in the blink of an eye. Betrayed by the very skies I longed for, I was crushed. Looking back now, it sounds stupid, I know, but it really felt like I had nothing to live for. I put all my hopes into that hunk of scrap. Laugh if you want, but some pits are too deep to crawl out of. Especially when you look up for freedom, and all you see is the expansive crystal blue of your tormentor. Don't worry, my pity party wouldn't last for too much longer. You see, my dreams had crashed like a meteor.
But ironically enough, it was the meteoric rise of the Erste Empire that would bring the captain into my life. Salvation was on the horizon.
Ah, so he met them at the Earth's Empire, and his stats went up. Yeah, baby. Let's go more in Rackham's story. Here goes young found Bandoneers, of course, fell in love with the Nikok air set years fixing her up. When he finally got near, she crashed, taking his dreams down with her. After that mishap, he became disillusioned and quit flying altogether. Sad. So, again, my mind's forgetful. Where'd he come from again? Sorry, guys.
Piloting an airship ain't easy. Finally, the Grand Cipher broke. It was a panoramic azure, dappled by silver-white cloud. Damn, who'd have ever thought?
Port Breeze.
Right then, fuel storage, what awaited us.
Yep. Alright, so Port Skydom. Alright, he's back at the wheel, baby.
Just as I'd given up on flying, the Erste Empire had arrived in Port Breeze. and they were hell-bent on exploiting our local protector, the primal beast of wind, Tiamat.
Their twisted machinations caused her to go on a rampage. Port Breeze was in peril. Fortunately, we had an ace up our sleeve. Lyria. The thing is, Lyria needed to get close to Tiamat, which meant we had to go up. To go up, we needed to fly. Thought I'd already closed that chapter of my life when the skies betrayed me, but lives were on the line.
Quick, get on the Grand Cipher.
I don't know what got into me.
But I like this because, yes, you could play the story and get the story, but you can also read the Fate episodes to get some of the backstory and go into the menu to get some of the story.
She fell once before. Hell, I knew she might fall again. Nothing like a healthy fear of death to keep you grounded, eh? With the people of Port Breeze and my new crewmates had entrusted her to life, I knew I would no longer be encumbered by fear. I gripped the mast with pride as I set our course directly above to the rampaging Tiamat. Lyria quelled the primal beast, and catastrophe had been averted. Not to mention, I could finally dream again. Ever since that day, I've been the helmsman for the Grand Cipher and its crew. It's been one hell of a ride. I've since formed a pact with good old Tiamat, made amends with the shipwright Primal who built the Grand Cipher, Noah. So, Zega Grande Skydom might be uncharted territory, but my role remains the same. See our crew arrive safely, no matter the destination. And that includes Estalucia. Some folks might call reaching the end of the skies an impossible dream, but I ain't too worried. With the Grand Cipher as our wings, anything's possible.
Estalucia is where his dad is and where they took Lyria, so...
Call it a side effect of being a helmsman, but my ears tend to laser in on any talk of airships. Then again, damn near anybody could have heard this guy shouting.
No! No! You can't do this! She's still skyworthy! She can still fly!
The distraught man was making a scene outside. 3 seemingly unfazed onlookers surrounded him. Between all the belly aching, I pieced together the man's story. He was an engineer. Was upset that an airship called the Nautilus was said to be decommissioned. His 3 friends, meanwhile, were telling him to see reason that an old ship like that would be more useful as scrap. Reminded me of the Port Breeze days, back when my own dreams seemed like unscalable walls. The 3 onlookers were a young helmsman, a young mechanic, and an older merchant. They presented a unified front against the engineer, countering each of his arguments threefold whenever he opened his mouth to protest.
All 4 of the races,
as much as I
too.
wanted to help the guy, the trio were speaking the truth. Repairing the damn thing would cost buckets of rupees, and you can't fix an airship on gumption alone. Trust me, I've tried. Them's the breaks, kid.
You turned to leave. None of my business, right? But dumb old me, I had to pause as my ears caught what he said next.
So, the Nautilus has been broken, and the human there with the blue-purple outfit on is wanting the Nautilus repaired. Rackham, he is the captain of the Grand Cipher.
We made a pact, didn't we? Don't you remember? The Nautilus. You promised that we would take her to the skies.
He could barely hold it together. You could hear it in his voice. Desperation as he clung to a quickly fading dream.
And the girl there in the teal outfit, she is a draft. The small one is a Harvin. The human, and I forget the bunny near creatures. I'm still
It was
learning.
a feeling all too familiar to me.
Have a nice day.
I'm trying to learn everything there is in the game, because I want to know. Just because it's going to Lyria's journal. Glossary. So yes, drafts are the horned creatures, Harvins, and Arunas. Drafts, Harvins, and Arunas. Okay.
Yes, can I help you? Right.
So her name is Lyria. So to the left is Catalina, who helped, and then the top is Vern and Mr. Bubbles. I named him. This is the name of my that the character I go by on my channel, Thorns and Nails Gaming. Now, Mr. Bubbles, you could friend me at PS5 and on the Series X. But yes, Catalina to the left. Vern is the little dragon. And then Gran. Gran and Vern grew up together. And to the right is Lyria. And to the far right is Rackham. Rackham is from Port Breeze, I believe you said. Lyria saved your life, Gran, with the blue outfit on. And Catalina to the left was part of the Earth's Empire, who's seen that Lyria was being tortured. So as of the moment right now, Lyria has been kidnapped by the Church of Avia led by Lilith and taken to Estelucia. So we're going to continue on. I've got your back. Merchant Folka, it's the hub town we're in now, pleads for Mr. Bubbles' help. He explains relief supplies en route to Temple were intercepted by goblins, and the crew immediately agrees to assist, although the lost to Id. Is that a nod to Sid? At Temple still haunts Mr. Bubbles and Vern. They try to put the memory of failure behind them to move on. And Mr. Bubbles is actually Gran, but you can name him anything you want. Oh, I have to take on the quest first. Okay. Well, let's get back out there. These are online or offline quests that you could do. So let's continue in the main story. Valenza was a boss that we just beat. That's Roland or Rowan. Bad at names. And this is Rackham. Alright, let's depart.
No storm. Whatever. It's not gonna stop us from finding Lyria.
We chase after the red ship, straining to see through the flurries of snow. Lotanya Island, home to frosty mountains, treacherous ravines, and desolate tundra. Out here, it's just white, white, and more white. The ship shivers in the blasts of icy wind. This place has got just one message for us. Keep out.
Nice. We unlocked a new place. So Estelucia has always been rumored. And it's where Gran's dad is, Mr. Bubbles. But they took Lyria, the Church of Avia, to Estelucia, so it has to be a real place. So we're in the Zelagran, Skydom, and Folka as a town there. So the game begins in the Zelagran Skydom, but if you watch the anime, or there's a mobile game that's only available in Japan.
There's a freak blizzard out of nowhere? This ship ain't gonna survive this storm.
You could play probably the whole series, or watch the anime.
I'm gonna hug those cliffs. Ride's gonna get a little bumpy.
But I think in 2014, it might have been a mobile game that you could download in the United States. As of now, I tried to download it, but it's the Japanese version only, unfortunately. It's not available in my area.
This Skydom is nothing but trouble.
Yeah, the Zelagran Skydom. But you guys are looking for a solution.
It's like we're cursed or something.
Roland, a word, please.
Roland is his name, and Rosetta starts on your team, along with Eugen and Rackham.
I saw a light in the distance before the storm hit. It was like the one in Tempeal. If that light is what I think it is.
You guessed right. It's where we'll find the island's altar.
Considered sacred in Zelagran Skydom.
And Avia.
Avia, yep, it's a cult, or a church led by Lilith, which she took Lyria from us.
So they aim to drive another primal beast to insanity.
And these are the primal beasts. Now, I just unlocked, can't remember his name now. He's on the team. They're the Horned Sky Dwellers, Harvins. They can't fight, but they're using merchants. Arunus. So Urun has a half Arunus named Apollina. And humans. But the primal beast, the Colossus, this metal-plated behemoth was born from tragedy. Its monumental body seems to echo with the cries of every person wrong. Though it runs on asteroid technology, its frame was beat out of Skyrealm ironwork, making Colossus one of the few primal beasts ever to be built by the sky-dwelling hands. Leviathan, he is in the Final Fantasy series. The serpentine primal beast resides over waters of healing and good fortune. It slumbers on the August Isles, one of the few places in the sky realm washed by the sea. Colossus' aquatic landscapes actually sprung from Leviathan's energy and had the power to heal both man and nature. The Augustian Sea especially has become a popular tourist destination since the end of the war. Leviathan shares a bond with Eugen, and completed the innermost teachings that blessed him with his power. Now we'll get back to Noah, but Tiamat slumbered at Port Breeze, which is home to Rackham. It was right with the turn base, and she shares the bond in Rackham. The innermost teachers would bless him with their power. Snake is Eris. And she left behind her power to Catalina. Powers the Grand Cypress. So Noah. Eugen's. Noah. Rackham has Noah and Tiamat as his powers, I guess, or summons. Eris is Catalina. Colossus is. Now, there's another game. There's 3 games. There's the one we're playing, Granblue Fantasy Relink, not to confuse anybody. And then there's new DLC, Endless Ragnarok, which I picked up. You can get it cheap right now, bundled together. The base game and the Endless Ragnarok, which has double the story now, along with different play modes, which I haven't got to yet. Yes, we were attacked by Silver Wolf Corps, which is led by Galanza, which is a boss who is pretty tough. And he's one of the 3 obvious generals. So the Church of Avia, led by Lilith, has 3 generals. Put those soul crushing training. They have more. So the Silver War Corps are not only is one of these 3 generals. It's an elite military group. One of the 3 Avia generals. So Rosetta, a lot of her is unknown. But Gran and his buddy Vern met Lyria, who saved Gran's life. And Lyria was being tormented by the Earth's Empire, and the Knight of the Earth's Empire, Catalina. You guys, Gran and Vern, meet first when Lyria saves your life. And then, of course, Rackham from Port Breeze and Eugen joins along with Rosetta. Or the 6 characters you can play right off rip in the game. Now, you can unlock all the other characters in Granblue Fantasy Relink with crewmate cards. Plus, they added 2 new ones. Then, as soon as I got the Endless Ragnarok DLC, there's 3 more. So a total of 25 characters so far.
Be that as it may, Lyria is waiting for us. Now is not the time to speculate.
Remember, she was of the Earth's Kingdom and helped Lyria break free from the Earth's Kingdom.
Look, I know we gotta go, but the ship's hurting. We won't get far without repairs.
And Rackham.
With a blizzard like this, all we can do is wait till it dies down.
Has Noah and another primeval. It's either Tiamat or Behemoth. Can't wait any longer.
We can't wait any longer.
Mr. Rebels, aka Grant, and Roland we just met here in the Zelagron Kingdom.
You have a plan, Roland?
There's an old monastery nearby. I plan to meet a friend by the sanctum. With her leading the way, you'll arrive at the altar come rain, sleet, or snow.
And these altars the people of the Zelagran worship, which is kind of nutso.
And she's our only chance! Come on!
The trails are infested with monsters. But after seeing your handiwork, I'm sure we have nothing to worry about.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Thing is, I can't leave the Grand Cipher unguarded.
And that's the name of the ship. Rackham ship, to be precise. And if you go in here, it tells you again that Noah Noah and Tiamat are linked to Rackham. Eris is linked to Catalina. Colossus is unknown. And Leviathan is with Eugen. So Eugen, Noah and Tiamat is with Rackham. Catalina was Eris. And Bahamut, I think, is with Lyria. So we're starting here, and these are previous items that you could play on the 2014 Android game in Japan. Or you could watch the anime. Erst Empire, of course, is where Catalina and Io is from. The Church of Avia is new, led by Lilith. Silverworld Corps is from the Church of Avia, which is their 3 generals. The Society is which Zeta Vasaraga is from. Beatrix and Eustace. So there you go. And also, Vasaraga is a draft. Harbins do not fight, they are merchants. But maybe you can get those later. I think you can, actually. And runes you can get. Remember, with crewmate cards, you have 6 characters you start with, and then there's 19 with the DLC Endless Ragnarok. It's 3 more. But you start with 6 characters, including Gran and Blue. And in the base game, that gives you 17 that are already unlocked. Now, when I got the base game, there's 15, so 6 plus 15 is 21. Then they added free DLC in the base game, so that's 23. And then, 23 or 22. And then you get 3 more in the Endless Ragnarok DLC so far. That puts you up to 25 characters. Why is that important? Because you can play as any character you want and level those characters up.
Then permit me to repair her in your stead. She'll be ready to fly in no time.
Look, it's not that I don't trust you.
Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm Mr. Fix-It, remember? Repairs are my specialty.
And Roland did upgrade Rackham's ship, which he wasn't happy with, but now he is. I don't want to make Rackham mad, so he's going to be Roland might be our only chance.
He might be our only chance.
Look, I get it. Old gal's just been through a lot. It's hard for me to let go.
You're such a crybaby, Rackham. You still can't leave the Grand Cypher's nest.
Nope.
Give me a break. Seriously, it ain't like that.
He supports Skydom. And
Can I trust you with the Grand Cipher?
he's the one who found Grand Cipher. And that's how he met Gran and Vern, who've grown up together. Catalina, who saved Lyria's life, and Lyria, who saved Gran's life.
On my honor, I'll do everything in my power to patch her up.
Ooh, just got sick of my stomach. Alright, let's continue the story here.
Okay, gang. Let's get going before we turn into popsicles.
But if you want to know the whole story, you can do the Fate episodes at the quest counter. Relink does not follow the whole anime or the original cell phone Android game in 2014. But it does have the backstory for the whole series. So my party consists of 2 humans or 3 humans and a giraffe named Vasaraga, which I unlocked with a crewmate card. So I need to find a crab, a golem finger, take down a wyvern. I could turn this in. Man, I completed that. Okay. So a wyvern or wyvern I need to do, which those I fought early on. No. Main story. It will show the enemies I fought. I'm trying to figure out where that's at. That's documents. So see, I have not gotten to Endless Ragnarok. But I opened up, I believe, 3 new characters. And in Relink, the base game, they've added free DLC, including new quests and offline or online and side quests. But they also added 2 new characters. And just picking up the DLC, they've added 3. So I'm sure they're going to add more, which is a total 25 characters that you could play as. Battle. Characters. Their gear. So we're going to go ahead and claim all with more fortitude shards, which you can actually take fortitude shards, and the currency you have, I think he said rupees, I'm not sure, and you can upgrade your weapons. This I don't know yet, so I haven't gotten there. So I have 30, huh? I've upgraded her EO quite a bit because she is a mage on your team. He uses dark magic, he uses fire magic, he uses wind, she uses water. She uses light. And she is a dark kind of mage with a whip. He uses earth magic, water, dark magic. He uses dark magic in his weapons. So, we have wind, light, dark, and fire. But if we need it, we can add in water and earth. Let's go ahead and save it here. I'd like to, yeah. Yeah, let's uncap the max level on Mr. Bubbles. That would be awesome. Yep. Now to go 10 to 30. Enhanced level 20 would be great. We can't nope, we can't uncap. His weapon is at level 20. Her is level 27, 20. Now the characters are at 13, 14, 13, but the weapon mastery is important. It has to be uncapped, uncapped, and uncapped. We have uncapped Vasaraga, Eos, and Mr. Bubbles. So let's continue on. And what's this knick-knack shack? Really? Alright. So I'm kind of covering everything. Not just a long play, not just a basic walkthrough of Granblue Fantasy Relink. I erased and started a new character. The Road to Endless Ragnarok, which found out it's already just dropped, I think on the 9th. So, the Road to Endless Ragnarok, when I found that Endless Ragnarok was out, I snagged that. But to get to Endless Ragnarok, you have to play through the base story of 20 to 40 hours of the side quests. You could probably speedrun it in 15 hours. And it looks like by going into Fates, we are halfway through it, Chapter 5. And Endless Ragnarok is going to add more chapters, I'm assuming. Yep, I sat on the controller. Sorry, guys. So I'll be right back soon. Because I can't see anything on my TV. But I can see the Series X, but we're playing Granblue Fantasy Relink, the base game now. Working our way to Endless Ragnarok. Let's save it here. 9 hours in, let's roll. I missed something back here.
Slip off a cliff like that and it's all over. Watch your step, okay?
The Vasaraga draft is very, very powerful, especially with the scythe of taking out AoEs, I notice. Or mobs. I unlocked him with a crewmate card.
There's ice blocking this way too.
So yeah, it's noon. I had breakfast this morning. I'm gonna have to probably get off here momentarily. Oh wow, it actually hit us. That's cool. So what I'm gonna do is pick up this treasure chest.
Visibility is almost
Looking good.
Stay close.
Let's see.
I don't want to lose anyone else.
Nice find.
Go back. Save it. Pick up on chapter 5, and this is going to be the end of, let me make sure I got this right. I think it's Playtime 10. So Granblue Fantasy Relink Playtime Part 10. After I eat a quick lunch, we will go ahead and continue with Granblue Fantasy Relink Playtime Part 11, which is the base game from the very beginning, including everything. The side quest, Lyria's Journal, and the Fate episodes of Granblue Fantasy Relink, and we are going to work our way to the end game, which includes new story content, new player modes, new side quests, a main quest, and also Lyria's Journal, the masteries, the party's backstories, and we are going to work on opening all 25 characters. I've opened one. His name, again, is Vasaraga. So I'll be back after some lunch. Say it one more time. And I will see you guys soon with Granblue Fantasy Relink, the base game here. But I have went ahead and opened up and purchased the Granblue Fantasy Endless Ragnarok, which I didn't know had dropped. So I'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for watching.